everyone, and welcome to day one of our 2948 anniversary special. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Chris Roberts.
With CitizenCon last month, we celebrated Star Citizen's birthday. But for those of you who are new to Star Citizen, you're probably asking what our anniversary is all about.
Yes, so every November around this time, we celebrate the closing of our original crowdfunding campaign, which ended with a pretty big bang, and we set a bunch of records, although we continue to set them beyond that, but it was kind of a cool event, and it involved a lot of ships and new ships coming out, and so every year we do this anniversary event and have the same kind of celebration.
Yes, and now there are many things to do in Star Citizen today, including exploring the surfaces of our fully realized planet Hurston.
Yes, and its 4 moons.
And the 3 moons of Crusader.
Space stations and truck stops.
Yes, cargo, bounty, and trade missions.
That's right, and asteroid fields and scramble races.
First-person combat in derelict underground facilities.
Yes, and activities like mining and exploring.
And let's not forget the variety of emergent gameplay our backers invent for themselves, which is pretty cool.
They do some very cool stuff. But right now, we're going to do back to the core of what Star Citizen started with, which is about our spacecraft.
Yes, your spacecraft. There are now 80 flyable ships and vehicles to choose from in the game today. Ships for almost every single purpose, from single-seater starter ships all the way up to serious multi-crew ships.
And in celebration of our community, this anniversary, for the very first time, we are making all of our ships that are flyable available to the community throughout the week.
Yes, we will be featuring a different manufacturer each day, and we'll kick off things today with Anvil Aerospace. They are unveiling the newest addition to their lineup, the Aero Light Fighter, and it's straight to flyable, which is pretty cool.
That is very cool, and so you can check it out. No more arguing about how the concept's going to turn out. It's like fly it, which is something we also did with the Valkyrie. But it's also a nod to the Wing Commander Arrow, which is kind of cool because I like to have some ships like the Hornet or the Arrow that are also Wing Commander ships in the Star Citizen universe. And it is Anvil's answer to the popular Gladius light fighter from Aegeus. The Arrow is Anvil saying to the world, or the universe as it were, we can be fast and nimble too. And Anvil's not normally known for that. They tend
what
to have
are they known for?
More beefy, tougher military grade stuff, but not necessarily fast and maneuverable.
All right, well, to discuss the ships of Anvil Aerospace, here are John Crew, Chris Smith, Elwin Batchelor, and Jared Huckabee. Take it away, guys.
All right, so Anvil Aerospace. There are actually, I think there are 15 or 16 Anvil ships, and 10 or 11 of them that are flyable now.
There's sort of 5 of the Mark 1.
Yeah. The Arrows.
Ah, the Arrows, the big reveal today. It's actually going into the game today. It's flyable now.
Right.
You worked on the Arrow.
So the Arrow is Anvil's answer to the Gladius in sort of the light fighter category, right? So that's sort of been missing in their entire lineup for a while now, and they're finally bringing something out to answer Aegis. It is a super quick, super nimble ship with a really small profile. So it's actually small in the Gladius. It'll be harder to shoot. You can fold the wings up so you can stack a ton of them on a ship.
Sounds like it's Anvil trying something new.
That was their weakness, was the agility, and the Arrow is there to firmly try and
rounds it off nicely.
Manufacturers, real world manufacturers, they either hyper specialize into one thing or they go broad to cater for everything. And it was a very obvious gap at the bottom end of the fighter scale.
You know, and I think a lot of people dismiss a ship like the Gladius and like the Arrow because it's just nimble and it can't take all the hits and it doesn't have the best firepower. But I can attest to seeing that in the hands of the right pilot, like when Vinny Sinatra flies around in a Gladius, he tears all of us up in the studio. It's a ship like a light, nimble ship like that in the hands of a pilot that really knows how to use it.
It caters
is
to
devastating.
It caters to a really good pilot. Yeah.
To be fair, though, the Arrow, I actually do think, as a beginner, is a really fun ship to fly.
You were talking about it the other day when you got to fly it for the first time.
Right.
You get to see.
It's so easy to fly.
You were sending me messages.
I was like, oh my God, this thing is super fun because it's super nimble. I was able to sort of fly circles around things that I would smash into on other ships. And it still packs a massive punch. And the way we laid out the guns too, and you're in the cockpit firing, it really feels like you're just surrounded by firepower. It's freaking awesome.
Nice.
All right, so Anvil overall, though, when you think of Anvil, what does it mean to be an Anvil ship?
It's sort of, they are the big defense contractor. They provide that military firepower. Even the non-combat-y ships had a military past.
Right.
And yeah, they're there for just tanking their way through stuff.
If you want to survive, you get an Anvil ship.
Yeah.
If you're going to get into a fight and you want to survive, get an Anvil ship. Every time.
Reliable, the latest tech. Yeah, sort of like and going up to the government saying, hey, I want an F-14 at my garage.
You can't go wrong with the Hornet. You can't go. I mean, the Hornet's been flyable in Star Citizen for over 4 years now, and then you've got the Terrapin and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Terrapin was built here in LA, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was built by Daniel and Jen,
Right.
and that's basically a flying tank, right? So to me, that ship is basically what Anvil is, right?
They're tough brawler
Yeah.
ships. Even if they're not for brawling, they're still rugged. And
Yeah.
I think durable. You know, I'm not the best pilot in the
Yeah.
game, as anybody who's actually played the game with me can attest. So I tend to like Anvil ships because I need a ship that can take the beating personally. Now, later this year, we have another Anvil ship coming online, the Anvil Hawk, which was actually introduced during last year's anniversary special. That's being built here in LA, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So how's the Hawk coming along?
The Hawk is still got quite a bit of work to do to get that finished out, but it serves a totally different purpose than the Arrow does. In terms of its firepower, it's sort of in the same class, but it's a bounty hunter ship, right? So it's got a prison pod in the back.
Bounty
It's-
hunter. Talk to me about bounty hunting.
bounty hunting. Yeah.
Talk to me about bounty hunting.
Yeah, it has that sort of pod chair thing at the back.
Yeah.
So when you've incapacitated someone, you lump them in there, and then they're trapped. Essentially, it's small. It has got sort of the similar firepower to the Arrow, but it is a slightly bigger. It's not particularly bigger, but it's in a different shape format. It's very like
I would say
aggressively posed.
well, the pose is super aggressive on that ship, especially once it's landed, it has a very aggressive posture. But once it opens up, I think it's much bigger than the Arrow.
It's very Anvil-like.
Yeah, it is. It is. It looks like you've got a bird of prey sort of perched up,
Like a
looking
hawk.
down. Yeah, like a hawk. Yeah.
Highlander time, if you have to cut every Anvil ship from your fleet and only keep one.
I'll go for reliability. I'll go with the Mark I Hornet, maybe.
How about you, Owen?
Since I'm a terrible pilot, it will have to be the Hurricane because I don't have to fly that ship. I can just man the turret.
That is a pretty badass turret, though.
Oh, it is. Yeah. If I could rip the ship away and just have the turret, that's what I was
Just want to
thinking.
have that Luke Skywalker moment.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want.
kind of like the F4 that was built around that cannon. You know, the Hurricane built around that turret.
Yeah, it really was. That's the main focus of it, and I think it really delivers.
All right, and I have a feeling I know what John Crew is going to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and cover my ears now.
I'll just not say it. I'm just sit here for 5 minutes. No, it's the Carrack, your favourite ship
My favorite ship.
that you were forced to like.
I was forced to like it. I did put it up to the community to pick my favorite ship, and I am legally bound by my obligation to the community to say the Carrack is my favorite ship.
Out of all the ships we have in the game, I think that's the one that people are most excited for. It does a bit of everything that you can do in the game. It's a big explorer, a big multi-crew ship. You can use your friends. It's got a scout ship. It's got a rover in it. Can carry cargo. It's got a little medical bay to heal stuff. It's got a little repair bay to repair stuff. It's sort of everything that Star Citizen can do, crammed into one ship.
So, because the Carrack is my favorite ship, thank you, community, I have to ask, when, John, when are we going to be made whole?
Give it to him.
That's the intense answer. So it is in production again now.
Just a spit take.
That was too much
The Carrack is in production now.
Yeah. I'm happy to say that it's back in production, and I'm happy that you haven't just spat all that all over me. It's got 5 guys working on it again full time. We worked on it in the past. We had to pause it. It's a different 5 guys, but there's now 5 guys working on it again. We're building it all out. We had a lot of the interior worked out. We've done some changes to that since we last talked about it.
Right, because this is one of the ships concepted in 2014. It didn't
Yeah,
have the full
we
interior
just had-
concepted out like we do these days.
Yeah, back then it was just the exterior shape was done by one artist, and I think the bridge was done by another.
Yeah.
And then it's
that's
like, here, figure it
yeah.
out.
Here's a ship. with all this checklist of features, go cram it in.
All right, and because it's being built in the UK, I have to ask. I never have to worry about it with these guys. How much bigger is it getting?
It got bigger.
Let me get a surprise face.
Once we had done that interior for it, we put the concept mesh exterior on it, and it just like you couldn't see the exterior through the interior, and we had to scale it up 40% or something, like a huge amount. I was like, yeah, it fits now. But then when you saw it in game, you looked up at this huge. It got really big, and it got too big, so we've had to scale it back down again. So there was a couple of reasons for that. It's only a 6-person ship. You don't need like a 170-meter long ship for just 6 guys. That's a huge amount of space, and it also breaks a lot of our landing pad metric sizes. You end up it being restricted. If you're going to go up a pad size, you want to go and fill that out.
Right.
So it's back to the same size really as it was. It's like 10 meters bigger.
No, it's like level designing. So it's a level design on the interior. So you have to be building the interiors before the exteriors now.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you have the exterior, and then you're like, all right, fill in the interiors, and then everything all of a sudden starts poking out.
Our ships are 1-1, interior and exterior.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all has
Yeah,
to.
no cuts.
They're flying FPS levels through space.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no cutscenes.
All right, well, I imagine that we'll have many more updates about the character
Many
in the
months
coming
of
months.
calling all devs questions.
Yes. All right. So yeah, Anvil Aerospace, one of the original 5 manufacturers for Star Citizen. We got a brand new ship, the Anvil Aero, flyable now. We got a free fly going on. The Anvil Aero is flyable in that free fly. It's guys, yeah, thank you so much. We don't use this is the first time I've ever had like everybody here in one
I know,
room.
it's fun.
This is really
Yeah,
nice.
Good little chat.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right, let's do it again for RSI, John.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I'll be there for that one too.
Oh, see you tomorrow.
See you then.
All right.
Elwin?
I'll see you guys during Drake.
Are you gonna come back for Jake?
I'll come back with Drake.
All right, we'll see you then. All right.
Have fun in the arrow.
And thanks, guys. Now get out there and take some of these ships out for a test flight.
So another really cool thing that we're doing as part of the anniversary special is that we're bringing back the fan favorite Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. But this year, which is I'm super excited for, we're actually doing the experience in game. So the IEE has expanded in 2948, and the new IEE West event is going on as we speak in Lawville.
Yes, so just land or take the train to TISA Spaceport and follow the signs to the expo. So each of these manufacturers and today's Anvil will be offering this for 24 hours.
Yeah, and you'll have the entire week to try out the brand new Arrow, though, and see if you're as good as they say Vinny Sinatra is in it.
That's right, and don't forget, after flying these ships, head back to the website to try your hand at the anniversary special quiz, where you can test your knowledge of Star Citizen ships. Your score could reward you with a nice badge, or could even get you into a drawing for the opportunity to win your very own Arrow.
Yep, that's very cool. And that's all for today. Join us tomorrow to look at the ships and vehicles from our namesake, Roberts Space Industries.
Yes.